Hi, I'm Nikonya and welcome to my kitchen again. I hope you watched the previous video on bodacious banana bread, but today I'm going to show you one of my favorite sandwiches to fix this time of year. You know it's almost Turkey Day coming up, and I'm going to show you how to make a turkey and havarti grilled cheese with a cranberry chutney and some kale and sweet potato. This here is some kale right out of our own garden, and my husband cut it up this morning, and our kale grows beautiful this time of year. We cut the stalks off because they're a little bit bitter, and that's his preference. It doesn't matter to me either way, and it could be your preference. This is a sweet potato. It also came out of our garden, and these are like superfoods. So you've got two superfoods as part of this lunch. So let's get that started. I've already scrubbed it and washed it really good, and what you do is pierce it with a fork. I usually do it with a knife because it's a little easier, but for safety purposes, you can do it with a fork if you don't trust yourself. I like to get a little bit deeper because we are going to do this in the microwave. And just put it to your microwave setting. Wrap it really tight with some plastic wrap. And he's coming home for lunch, so this is his lunch for today. I just got back from chemistry class, so I'm a little messy. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up and get it real good and tight. Some folks will put a little butter on the outside or salt or just whatever. I don't, because we're trying to keep it a little heart healthy. So this will go in the microwave. My microwave is one of those little convection microwaves, so it's about 6 to 8 minutes, okay? I've set it for 6 minutes, but we'll see just how long it might take. Next thing that we're going to do, this kale has been washed and cleaned, and all the grasshoppers and the big kale spiders. If you've never grown kale before, let me tell you, these huge hunting spiders inhabit your kale, but that's a good thing because then you don't have to sprinkle it with all kinds of insecticides, but they will scare you. So you have to wash them off. But this kale is all clean and it's been washed and stalks removed. But what I'm going to do for my husband, he likes it cooked. Kale is a little bit on the bitter side, but it's really great if you can incorporate it into your food. So let's put a little butter. To be a little bit healthier, you might want to use olive oil, but I'm going to use butter. And kale, you're going to watch. See this big pile of kale here? It's going to cook down to almost nothing. Let me get a spatula. I'm going to use my hand there. And it looks like it needs to be turned up just a little. And this kale will cook down to like nothing. I'm going to watch it. And I'm using my little flat griddle right now, but you could do this in a pan. You could also do it in the microwave if you like. But just to show you, so you can see it a little easier, I'm doing it on the flat grill. And see, it's already starting to reduce in size. This is the best stuff when it's cooked. I'm not going to add any salt or pepper or anything because this is actually going to go on his sandwich and on the side of his plate. Now for our sandwich. Let me show you this first. Cranberry chutney. You can get any canned cranberries if you like, cranberry sauce. Or you can come up with your own. There's tons of recipes online for cranberry chutney. I just do a little quick version. And again, if it's Thanksgiving, you're going to have leftover cranberries and walnuts. That's my pug barking if you hear her. She's over here in the kitchen. So you're going to have cranberries and all kinds of, you're going to have extra turkey left over. So just use your leftover cranberry sauce, and here's some good walnuts here. You can see the walnuts. And what you do is put that in your food processor. And it looks a little funny, but man, that's good. We ate some of this last night. It's just walnuts and cranberry sauce mixed together in a food processor. Let me check on my kale. I don't really want it to brown. I just want it to cook down a little bit. And that's about all I'm going to cook it for him. Let's get his plate over here. We're going to put that there on the side. See how much that one plate reduced in size to that much. Remember how big it was? Now look at it. But that's a superfood. It's really good for you. Okay. To make your sandwich, you need some good havarti cheese. I'm giving him 3 slices because I'm skimping on everything else for him, like no sauce on the sandwich. But here's 3 slices here, and we're going to lay them on the bread. And this is sourdough bread. Get some good sourdough bread. You can use wheat, any kind of bread you like, but for my preference for this particular sandwich, I use sourdough. And havarti cheese has a little bit of a tart flavor, but it's a really smooth tasting cheese, so you're going to want to try that. And get some good, if you want to make this at another time of the year besides Thanksgiving and it's not leftover turkey, get good, really good turkey slices. I wouldn't get the prepackaged stuff. Go to the deli and have them slice you up some turkey. This is some oven roasted turkey, and it is really good. And you just kind of lay it out there evenly. I'm going to turn my grill back down because I don't want it to burn my sandwich. I can still hear the sweet potato cooking. So we've not gone quite 6 minutes yet. And I'm loading him up here with some turkey. I'm going to put him some kale on here. You don't have to do that. But he likes kale a whole lot. He eats it for breakfast. So I'm just going to place it on his sandwich. And it doesn't matter how messy you get. Press it down a little. Here's some melted butter. Just smear it on there good. I like to make sure all the little corners have been gotten, because that makes sure that you're going to get good toasting. You can hear it sizzling. It's going to be ready to turn here in a second. And what I do with the cranberry chutney is while I'm eating my sandwich, I'll either put some on the bite that I'm going to take, or you can just have it on the side. And if you're not a big cranberry fan, you don't have to incorporate it. But it kind of makes you look like when you've got the sweet potato, the kale, and you've got your turkey and your cheese and your cranberry. It's like a little mini Thanksgiving on the plate. We're going to let that toast some more. I might have turned my grill down too far. Let's check our sweet potato. Okay, it needs to cook a little bit more. How I know that the sweet potato needs to cook some more is it's just not quite soft enough. I like to feel it getting a little mushy inside. You just squeeze it a little with your hand. I'll squeeze it with my hand, but I would encourage you to do it with a towel or an oven mitt. It's starting to get good and toasty on that one side, and you can use a panini press if you like, or one of your little grills, but just for you to be able to see for this video, we're doing it on a flat grill. Okay, that's a good golden, that's a nice golden brown right there, if you can see that brown. I might need to do it a little there. You don't have to do this, but I don't like the burning butter on the edges, so I wipe that off. And our lunch is almost done. And you can see the havarti cheese is starting to melt down. It's really good. Usually the sandwich isn't quite that thick, but because I added, my husband, he works out hard. He goes swimming and working out, so he needs that extra turkey and kale on there. You can make yours a lot thinner if you like. And that's also a nice golden brown on that side. Let's turn our grill off so it doesn't keep doing that little burn smell. And I'm going to cut it. You can cut it in the little triangle pieces, but I'm going to do it straight down the middle. And this is a really good sandwich. And again, you can do this at Thanksgiving, ladies and guys. See the havarti cheese melting there on the side? And just for presentation purposes, we'll do a little presentation here and put his sweet potato there. This is our kale garden. If you would like to know some more about growing kale or mustard greens or asparagus, take a look at Tony Lee Glenn YouTube channel, and he's got loads of videos there on our raised bed garden that we did this past summer, and also some on our garden this year. And also how to cure sweet potatoes is there too. And it's the sweet potato that I'm getting ready to get out of the microwave here. They're really good. There's nothing like getting a sweet potato out of your own garden. And I can tell that one is done. One of the little tricks that I've learned from my family, my aunt, my mom, when you bake a potato in a microwave or even in the oven, it's a little hot, so you have to be careful. You can do it with the edges of your towel. Just kind of, while it's in its plastic or it's in its foil, just do it like this. And then, you're just tapping it. You're not beating it or pressing it down. And what that does is it gives the inside just a little bit of that mushy look. You know how when you get your baked potato at a restaurant and it has that little mushy look inside? And you're like, how'd they do that? When I slice mine at home, it doesn't look like that. Well, that's how they do it. Sweet potato may not do it as much, but yeah, that's good and done. So let's put that on the plate. And because my husband is a fitness fanatic, I'm not going to put any brown sugars and things, but you can make you a little brown sugar with this butter that's left. Put you some brown sugar and cinnamon in that, and then pour it on top if you want a dessert potato. What I do is just slice to the middle, push the sides, and look how that heat is just coming out of there. And this is the difference in a sweet potato out of a home garden. Take a look at that. Look how orange that is. That is just pure sweet goodness. It is so good. And, well, that's my Thanksgiving on a plate for lunch. After Thanksgiving, what you can do with all your leftovers. We've got the turkey, grilled cheese with havarti and kale, cranberry chutney, and a sweet potato. I hope you enjoy it, because we sure do.